Usha Vance, known as JD Vance's wife, remained in the background for years, preferring to keep her private life away from the spotlight. But on Inauguration Day 2025, everything changed. This is the story of the moment when Usha, once a private and reserved figure, showed the world her true self, not as the second lady, but as a mother. For years, Usha had kept a low profile, focusing on her career, family, and staying out of the political limelight. While JD became famous for his book Hillbilly Elegy and later entered politics, Usha remained his steadfast support, always by his side but out of the public eye. She had always been a private person, someone who believed that true impact came from actions, not attention. Born as Usha Chilakuri, she had grown up in a family that valued education and hard work. She attended Yale University and later Yale Law School, where she met JD. Their relationship was an unlikely one. Usha came from a stable background, while JD had faced numerous challenges growing up in poverty. Despite their differences, they complemented each other perfectly. Usha never sought fame. She believed in supporting JD without becoming the center of attention, and when JD's political career soared, she kept their family life private. While JD became vice president, Usha stayed out of the public eye. She worked with Chief Justice John Roberts, focusing on her legal career, but never sought the spotlight. Even when JD became well-known, Usha stayed true to herself, keeping her personal life away from the prying eyes of the media. They had 3 children, including their youngest, Mirabel, whom Usha worked hard to protect from the public glare. As JD's career advanced, Usha continued to shield her children from the pressures of public life, knowing that children of political figures often face judgment and scrutiny. However, as Inauguration Day approached, Usha faced a dilemma. Should they include Mirabel in this historic moment? Would it be a memory they would regret if they didn't? After much consideration, Usha decided that they would attend, not for politics, not for public approval, but for family. That decision would lead to a moment she never expected. As the day unfolded, Usha found herself experiencing emotions she had long kept hidden. JD had become a well-known figure, but Usha had always kept their private life just that, private. She never wanted to be a public figure. She was happy supporting JD and raising their kids quietly. But as Inauguration Day drew near, Usha realized that their lives were changing in ways they couldn't control. She had to step into the spotlight, at least in small ways, to maintain control of her narrative. When JD took the oath of office, Usha stood by his side, and the cameras turned to her. She wore a soft pink coat, simple but elegant, and looked every bit the poised and dignified second lady. But the moment that caught everyone's attention came from the most unexpected source: her daughter, Mirabel. The tiny girl, just a toddler, had always stayed out of sight, preferring to hide behind her mother. But on this day, something changed. Mirabel no longer hid behind Usha. She stood confidently, watching everything around her with quiet awareness. This small shift in Mirabel's demeanor caught Usha by surprise, and it was at that moment Usha realized that everything had changed. She wiped a tear from her eye, a moment few noticed. She whispered to herself, "I don't accept this," but added, "I suppose I have no choice." Usha had worked so hard to protect her children from the spotlight, but that day, she realized her daughter was no longer the shy, hidden child she once was. Mirabel was stepping into her own, and Usha, though emotional, knew that their lives would never be the same again.